Jennifer Lawrence has always been known for her down-to-earth personality, candid interviews, and a refreshing lack of pretense in an industry often filled with polished facades. In a recent appearance on the popular SmartLess podcast, hosted by Jason Bateman, Sean Hayes, and Will Arnett, the acclaimed actress opened up about one of the most personal aspects of her life, her marriage to art gallery director Cooke Maroney, and how their starkly different personalities actually strengthen their relationship rather than create friction. Lawrence described herself and her husband as complete opposites, a dynamic that she believes is key to their harmony. She explained that while she tends toward a more relaxed, spontaneous, and admittedly disorganized approach to daily life, Maroney embodies structure, order, and precision. "I married somebody who is the opposite of me," Lawrence shared with a laugh. "Yeah, he is so organized. Everything is ordered." This contrast plays out in small but significant ways around their home. For instance, Lawrence mentioned how she has to consciously keep closet doors closed to maintain the tidy aesthetic that Maroney prefers. She jokingly referred to her own efforts as little jobs that I work really hard to do, highlighting the intentionality she puts into adapting to his style. It's clear from her tone that these adjustments aren't burdensome. Instead, they reflect a mutual willingness to compromise and appreciate each other's strengths. The conversation naturally shifted to their family life, where these personality differences become even more pronounced. With 2 young children, a son named Sai, now around 3 years old, and a younger child born in early 2024, maintaining routines is essential. Lawrence praised Maroney's ability to keep the household on track. "The kids are on a very strict schedule," she noted. "You know, it's like breakfast at 7:30. Maroney takes the lead in enforcing these timelines, ensuring meals, naps, playtime, and bedtime happen consistently. In contrast, Lawrence admitted she often runs late or gets sidetracked, a habit that could easily lead to tension in a less compatible partnership. Yet, she emphasized how they've turned this potential conflict into a workable system. To keep their marriage strong amid these differences, the couple has established a practical rule that Lawrence described with humor and affection. "We've learned to keep our marriage alive. I have a 15-minute wiggle room," she revealed. This small buffer allows her some flexibility without derailing the family's rhythm. If she's running behind, that 15-minute grace period gives everyone breathing space. No dramatic arguments, no resentment building up. It's a simple yet effective compromise that acknowledges her natural tendencies while respecting Maroney's need for order. Lawrence's light-hearted delivery suggested this arrangement works because both partners approach it with understanding and patience rather than rigid expectations. This glimpse into their dynamic comes at a time when Lawrence is in the spotlight for her latest project, the film Die My Love, where she portrays a new mother grappling with postpartum depression and descending into psychological turmoil. Robert Pattinson co-stars as her husband in the intense drama, which explores themes of mental health, motherhood, and the pressures that can strain even the closest relationships. Promoting the movie has given Lawrence opportunities to reflect on her own experiences as a parent, and her comments on the podcast feel especially authentic in that context. While her character faces overwhelming chaos and isolation, Lawrence's real-life marriage appears grounded in balance, support, and mutual adaptation. Lawrence and Maroney's relationship began quietly in 2018, away from the intense scrutiny that often follows celebrity romances. They got engaged the following year, and Lawrence spoke glowingly about him during that period. At the premiere of X-Men: Dark Phoenix, she described Maroney to Entertainment Tonight as the best person I've ever met in my whole life, adding that accepting his proposal was a very, very easy decision. Their wedding took place in October 2019 in Rhode Island, a low-key event that aligned with their preference for privacy. Since then, they've built a family life that prioritizes normalcy over Hollywood glamour. Maroney, who works in the art world, brings a calm, steady presence that complements Lawrence's energetic and sometimes chaotic creativity. Her career has spanned blockbuster franchises like The Hunger Games to critically acclaimed indie films, earning her an Oscar for Silver Linings Playbook and numerous other accolades. Yet, in recent years she stepped back from the relentless pace of earlier stardom, choosing roles and schedules that allow more time at home. Maroney's organizational skills likely play a supportive role in this shift, helping manage the logistics of family life so Lawrence can focus on her work when needed. The 15-minute rule isn't just a quirky anecdote, it symbolizes deeper lessons in compatibility. Opposites attracting can be cliched, but in practice, it requires effort, communication, and grace. Lawrence's willingness to adapt, closing closet doors, trying to stick to schedules, shows her commitment. Maroney's patience with her wiggle room demonstrates his flexibility. Together, These small accommodations create a foundation where both feel valued rather than judged. In an era where celebrity marriages often unravel publicly, their approach feels refreshingly mature and understated. Parenting adds another layer. Raising young children demands structure, especially with busy careers. Maroney's strict schedules provide stability, while Lawrence's more laid-back style might bring warmth, spontaneity, and fun to their days. The balance prevents burnout and keeps the household dynamic. Lawrence's podcast comments suggest she's grateful for this partnership, viewing Maroney not as someone trying to fix her disorganization but as a complement who handles what she doesn't naturally excel at. Overall, Lawrence's revelations paint a picture of a marriage built on acceptance, humor, and practical solutions. In discussing her unorganized behavior and how Maroney handles it, she highlights how differences can be assets when approached with love and compromise. Their story resonates because it's relatable. Many couples navigate similar contrasts, and inspiring in its simplicity.